I welcome you all back to my YouTube channel. Presenting before you this tutorial, I'm your tutor Harrison J. Zulu, and in this tutorial we want to discuss about these questions. So these are the questions that I received from one of the students that inboxed me. So I decided to make a video on this. So if you've got a question and you want me to make a video on that particular question, you can WhatsApp me on this WhatsApp line, then I'll be able to help you and attend to you. If you've got any question, you can WhatsApp me on this WhatsApp line, then I'll be able to help you at an affordable fee. So we've got, this is the question that we want to answer. So the question is saying, so the question is under roots of a quadratic equation. So the roots x squared plus 3x minus 10 are alpha and beta without finding the value. So without finding the values of alpha and beta, find the equation whose roots are. So we want to find the equation whose roots are those. So whose roots are these? So we want to answer. These are the questions that we want to discuss together. So let's see how we are going to answer these questions. So we are going to start with this first question. So we've got a question here which we are going to start with. We are going to start with this one that is here. So now the question is saying the roots of this equation. So we've got that equation. So that's the equation that we are having. So the first thing that you need to do is to find what? To find the sum and the product of the roots of this particular equation. That's the first thing that you need to consider. So that's the first thing that we are going to consider. So in that equation, the first thing is to correct the data. What is our A? Our A is 1. What is B? Our B is what? Our B is 3. What is C? Our C is negative what? Negative 10. So that's the first thing that you need to do. So after doing that, you find the sum of the roots. So sum of the roots meaning you're saying alpha plus beta. So alpha plus beta is equal to what? So alpha plus beta is equal to negative B over A, like that, which is equal to, so this is now equal to what? What is B? B we've got what? We've got 3. So negative 3 over 1, which is equal to what? Negative 3. So this is the what? This is the, so this thing here is called the sum of the roots. So this is how you get to find the sum of the roots. Then you find the product of the roots, alpha, beta. When you multiply these two, what is your answer? So what will be your answer? So when you multiply these two, what will be your answer? Your answer now will be what? C, this is the formula, C over what? A, which is equal to, what is your C? Negative 10. Have you seen your C is what? Your C is negative 10. You say over, what is your A? Your A is 1. So my answer here is negative what? Negative 10. Negative 10 is the what? Negative 10 is the product of the roots. So I've come up with these two things here, where I've got the sum of the roots, which is negative 3, and the product of the roots, which is negative 10. So these are the solutions which I'm having. So now from here, which step am I supposed to do now? Since the question is telling me to find the what? To find the equation. So I want to find the equation whose roots are these. So these are the roots, then I want to find the equation. So how do I get to find these now? So the first thing that I need to do is to come up with the what? The product here of the roots and the sum of the roots. So I'm going to write these. So I've got alpha plus beta. So I say plus what? So plus beta plus what? So I've got the alpha plus 2 plus beta plus what? Plus 2. These are what I'm having. So I add these two. So whenever I add these two, so whenever you add these two, so you are going to have alpha plus beta plus what? 2 plus 2. You've got a 4 there. Have you seen? So this is what you are going to come up with. So with this now, what you are going to do next is that alpha plus beta, this is the what? This is the sum of the roots. So alpha plus beta, what was the answer? Negative 3. So this is the same as what? This is the same as negative 3 plus what? Plus 4. What is your answer? Your answer will be what? Your answer will be 1. So don't forget, this is the what? This is the sum of the roots. So this is the sum. So don't forget, this is the what? The sum of the roots. Then we find the product of the roots. We find the what? We find the product now. So we find the product. So how do we find the product? We multiply these two. So I'm going to say alpha plus 2. Then I multiply them. I will say beta. So this is what I'm going to do. Beta plus what? Plus 2. This is what I'm going to do. So once I do this now, the next thing that I'm going to do now is I start multiplying alpha times beta. That's alpha what? Alpha beta. Alpha times 2. That is plus 2 what? Plus 2 alpha. 2 plus beta, that's 2 beta. 2 times 2, that's plus what? Plus 4. This is what I'm going to come up with. Have you seen? So this is the answer that I've come up with. So with this answer now, what I'm going to do next is that here, as you can see, you can factorize this part. That's very simple. So you're going to say alpha plus beta plus 2. Have you seen plus 2? Then open bracket, you say alpha plus beta cross plus what? Plus 4. So that you replace the values there. Have you seen the way I've done this? So this is the exact thing that you are supposed to do. This is the exact thing that you need to follow. So once you do this now, the answer now will be what? So alpha, beta, this is the what? Product of the roots. So product of the roots is negative 10. So negative 10, you say, there you say plus 2, open bracket. This is what I'm going to do. Alpha beta, alpha plus beta, the answer is here. What is the answer? Negative 3. So I'm going to say negative 3, then I'll say plus what? Plus 4. This is what I'm going to do. So with this now, what will follow now, once I do this, so I know that negative 10 here, this will give me negative 6, plus what? Plus 4, like this. This is what? Now this will be equal to what now? So this finally will be equal to what? So what will be the answer now here? So what will be the answer? You say negative 10 minus 6, that is negative what? 16 plus 4. So negative 16 plus what? Plus 4. Negative 16 plus 4, what is the answer? What is the answer there? You discover that the answer will be negative 12. So the answer will be what? Negative 12. Negative 12 will be the answer. So negative 12 now, this negative 12 is called the what? So the negative 12 that is here is called the product of the roots. So I've come up with the sum of the roots, which is 1. Then the product of the roots, it is what? The product of the roots, it is what? It is negative 12. So with these two now, I'm able to find the equation that is having these roots. Have you seen? So I'm able to come up with the equation that is having those roots. So I know that the sum, so the equation is like this. You say x squared, where you say minus. Have you seen minus? You do this minus. Then you are going to say alpha plus what? Plus beta, like this. Then you put x there. Have you seen? Where you are going to say plus alpha beta, which is equal to 0. So this is the equation that you need to know. So we are going to x squared minus alpha plus beta, it's 1. So on the x there, discover that we are going to have like that. That's what we are going to have. Plus, have you seen plus? Then alpha beta, that is negative what? Negative 12. So there, negative, there is a positive there, so it's negative. So I'm going to put a negative. Negative what? Negative 12, which is equal to what? Which is equal to 0. Have you seen? So this is the what? This is the equation that I've just found. So this is my what? This is my equation. So this is how we get to find the equation for this particular question. So make sure we understand this, we get the concept very well. So we need to get the concept very well. So this is the what? This is the equation that we've come up with. So you are even able to see that when you want to find the sum here, the sum will be 1, where you are going to say that negative b here. Have you seen negative b? So when you say negative b here, so it will be 1 over 1. Have you seen? Negative and negative on the formula will cancel out. We are going to have 1 over 1, which will be equal to 1. Then finding this 12, where you say c is negative 2. This is the answer. So this is how we answer this. So let us now move to the next question. Let us move to this question that is here. We move to this other question. So I'm going to wrap this part. So I move to the next question. So these, I'm not supposed to wrap these because they are helping me answer these questions. So I've got that question there. So what is that question all about? The question is what? 1 over alpha. So I'm going to find the what? I'm going to find the sum. So I'm going to add plus, I add this to over beta like this. So finding the sum, I'm going to do what? I'm going to add. So finding the sum, I need to add. So I need to add this. So I'm going to add this. So I find the lowest common denominator. What is the lowest common denominator there? It's alpha what? Alpha beta. I drop them down like this. So where this now, I know that this into that, this will be cancelled. Alpha will be cancelled. I'm going to remain with beta. So I'm going to say beta plus. So this into that, beta will be cancelled. I'm going to remain with alpha like this. Have you seen? So this is the what? Sum of the roots, which is equal to, like this, which is equal to what? So alpha plus beta, sum of the roots, that is negative what? Negative 3 over. So this is what I'm going to do, over the product of the roots. The product of the roots, it is what? Negative 10. So I put negative 10 there. Have you seen? I put what? I put negative 10, which is equal to. So here now, negative will be cancelled. I'm going to remain with 3 over what? 3 over 10. 3 over 10 is the what? 3 over 10 is the sum of the roots. So after finding the sum of the roots, then I find the what? The next thing that I'm going to do is for me to find the product now. Product of the roots. So I find the product of the what? Roots. So the product of the roots means I multiply these two. So I'm going to do what? I'm going to multiply. So multiplying these two, I'm going to say alpha, 1 over alpha, being multiplied by 1 over what? Over beta. This is how I'm going to multiply these two. So multiplying these, 1 times 1, that is 1, over alpha times beta, that is alpha what? Alpha beta, which is equal to now. So with this now, have you seen this? 1 over alpha, 1 over alpha beta, it is negative 10. So negative 10 there. Have you seen? So here now, this is just the same as, so this is just the same as negative 1 over 10, being the what? The product of the roots. So I've come up with the product of the roots. So this is the product of the roots. Then the answer here is called the sum of the roots. So with this now, the same equation that I told you, we need to write that equation here. So that equation will really help us. So these are the same things that you are supposed to be doing whenever you are given such equation in an exam. So the same way I'm answering this, this is the same way that you are supposed to answer without missing any point. So here now you are going to say x squared, have you seen, minus alpha plus a beta like this, then x there, then you say plus what? Alpha a beta, which is equal to what? Which is equal to 0. This is the formula that you need to know, where I'm going to say that alpha, I mean x squared minus alpha plus beta, it is what? Negative 3 over 10, then x there. Have you seen? Then you say, here we've got a negative, so negative what? 1 over 10, which is equal to what? Which is equal to 0. So this is your what? This is your answer. Have you seen? X squared minus 3 over 10 x minus 1 over 10, which is equal to what? Which is equal to 0. So this is how you are supposed to answer this. So this is what? This is the equation whose roots are what? 1. So whose roots are what? This is the equation whose roots are what? 1 over alpha, comma 1 over beta. So those roots, this is the equation that I've just written here. So these are certain things that you need to follow whenever you are given such equation. So let's make sure we revise through these questions. Let's make sure we answer them properly. So I'm going to give you the last one. So I'll give you the last one which you are going to practice. I'll give you the last one. So let me work out this one here. Then I'll give you this one which you need to work out. So the same way I'm answering this is the same way that you need to answer them. This is the same way you need to practice through them. So let us now move on. Let us now move to the other part. We move to the other part now. So how are we going to go about that one? So we've got that one there. We've got what this one is like this. So it is the alpha like this. There is alpha there. So I've got alpha there. I've got alpha. I'm going to do this. So I've got what? This is the equation there. Alpha over beta like this plus beta over what? Over alpha like this. That's the equation that I'm given. So now how do I work out this one? So I'm going to add here. So adding means I'm finding the what? I want to find the sum of the roots. So I want to find the what? The sum. So I want to find the sum of the roots. So how do I find the sum of the roots now? Getting this. So finding the sum of the roots, meaning here, common denominator is alpha what? Alpha beta like this. So beta cancelled. I'm going to remain with what? I'm going to remain with alpha. Have you seen? I'm going to remain with what? I'm going to remain with alpha. So alpha times alpha, that is alpha squared plus alpha cancelled. I'm going to remain with beta. Beta times beta, that is what? Beta squared like this. So I've come up with this. So I want to find the sum of the roots. So here I told you that with this there's a particular formula that you need to know. Alpha squared plus beta squared, this is the same as alpha plus beta like this. You say squared minus 2 alpha what? Alpha beta over alpha what? Alpha beta. This has just come down. So this is the formula which you need to use whenever you want to find the alpha squared plus beta squared. This is the formula that you need to know. Where you are going to say that this will be now equal to what? Alpha plus beta. What is alpha plus beta? Sum. Negative 3. So you are going to say negative 3 squared minus 2. Alpha beta, it is negative 10. So this is what you are going to do. So this is what we are going to do. Where I'm going to say over alpha beta product of the roots, that is negative 10. So I'm going to put negative 10 there, which is equal to, so this is equal to what? That is what? 9 then plus 10. Have you seen? So plus negative 10 times 2, that's 20. So I'm going to have a 20 there. Over what? Over negative 10, which is equal to, so that one there I'm going to have what? 29. So the negative will go on top. So I'm going to have negative 29 over what? Over 10. So negative 29 over 10, it is called the what? Negative 29 over 10, it is called the sum of the roots. So don't forget, this is called the what? The sum of the roots. So I'm going to write it here properly. So I've got the sum. So sum is equal to what? The answer there, negative 29 over 10. I've got that. Have you seen? So I've come up with that. Have you seen the way I've answered this? This is the same way that you are supposed to answer. So this is the last question that I'm solving. Then you are going to try out that last one. You are going to try how you can handle that last question. So now from here now, I find the product now. So how do we find the product? You multiply those two. So we multiply alpha over beta multiplied by what? Beta over alpha, which will be equal to what? Alpha beta. Have you seen? Alpha beta over, even here we're going to have alpha beta, which is equal to negative 10 divided by negative 10. alpha beta, we know that it is negative 10. So negative 10 divided by negative 10, it is what? It is 1. So we've got the 1 there as the what? As the answer. So with this now, this is the formula that you need to know, where it is x squared minus here sum of the roots alpha beta like this, then x there, then you say plus product of the roots, which is this. Have you seen? So product of the roots, then it is equal to what? Equal to 0. So this is the equation that you need to know. So let's make sure we know this equation, we know it properly, so that each time we are answering like this question that you are going to practice, you won't find some difficulties. So here now, you just do what? You just replace and do the needful. X squared will come minus alpha beta, alpha beta, sum of the roots. That's what? That's the answer. So if that's the answer, it is negative, and here there is negative. So this one becomes positive. Positive what? 29 over 10. Then x there comes. Then we've got this one, alpha beta, product of the roots. So plus what? Plus 1, which is equal to what? Which is equal to 0. So, have you seen? So these are the answers that you need to solve. These are the answers that you need to come up with. So let's make sure we practice these questions. Let's make sure we answer them properly. So with this now, with this knowledge that we've just gathered here, what are we supposed to do now? So what are we supposed to do? So with this knowledge, what you are supposed to do now is that with this understanding now, I want you to practice this question that is here. I want you to practice that. So you can pause the video a bit, then continue. So you can pause a video, then check out for this one how you are going to answer this one. So you can pause a video a bit, then practice this question. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to love this part. So now, want to answer that. How can we answer that? How can we go about that? So how can we go about those? So what we need to do now is that we've got that question that we want to practice. So that's the question that we want to practice. How is the question? The question is like this. The question is alpha minus beta. Have you seen alpha minus what? Alpha minus beta. That's the question that we are having. So that's the question which we are having. So we add plus. So when I say plus, have you seen plus? So when I say plus, then I've got what? A beta minus what? Minus alpha, like this. So this is what you are supposed to do. So we've got something like this. Have you seen? So when you want to find the what? So when you want to find the sum, you add these two. Have you seen? So you add what? You add these two. This is what you are going to do. So you add these two. So when we add these two, what are we going to get? What are we going to have? So we want to find the what? This is the sum which you want to find. So when you add these two, you're going to alpha minus alpha. Then I've got minus beta plus beta here. So this one will give me a 0. Plus also this one will give me a 0. So the product is what? The product has given me, the sum. The sum is what? The sum is 0. This is the 0 that is here. What about the product? I check the product. What about the product? So I check the what? I check the product. What will be the product now? So what will be the product? So I multiply alpha minus beta. I do this. Then beta minus alpha, like this. So if I multiply this times that, I'm going to have alpha beta. This is what I'm going to have. Times that, minus what? Alpha squared, like this. This is what I'm going to come up with. Have you seen? This is what I'm going to come up with. So with this now, so with this understanding, the next thing that I'm going to do from here, the next thing that I need to practice, from here is that alpha times I mean beta times beta, that is negative beta squared, like this. Have you seen? Negative what? Beta squared. Then this and that will be plus what? Plus alpha beta. So this is what I've come up with. Have you seen? So this is, I can see you are able to relate here, this one and that one. So alpha times beta, that is alpha beta. Negative beta times alpha, negative beta, and alpha times alpha, that is alpha squared. Negative there. Beta times beta, that is beta squared. We keep the negative there. Then negative, negative, positive alpha, like this. So when we add these two, have you seen alpha? Alpha beta plus alpha beta, it is 2 what? 2 alpha beta. This is what we are going to have. So even here have you seen here? So when you try to factorize this part, when you factorize this part, you are going to have what? Negative 1 there. Have you seen? Negative 1 open bracket alpha squared plus beta squared, which will be like this. Have you seen? This is what we are going to come up with. So this is what we are going to come up with. Have you seen? So this is what you are going to do. So the easiest way to answer this part, let us now deal with what is in the what? In the brackets. So you know that negative 1 times alpha, this one is coming. This one times that one is coming. So here this is, hope this is what you found. So from here now, what you need to do now is that you work out this part privately or on a separate. So you say alpha squared plus beta squared. I gave you the formula which you need to use. It is what? Alpha plus beta squared minus 2 alpha beta, like this. Have you seen? So where you said alpha plus beta, that is negative 3. So negative 3 alpha plus beta, negative 3 squared minus 2 alpha times beta, that is negative 10, like this. Have you seen? So from here now, you continue now. So what will be your answer? Here you are going to have a what? Here you are going to have a 9, then plus. What is the answer there? What will be your answer there? Your answer will be plus 20. So you are going to have 20 what? 29. You are going to have 29. So the answer there will be what? 29. So 29 is your what? Is this one here. Alpha squared plus beta squared. That is what? Your 29. So you know that here now we've got what? 29. So you can lab that, then continue from here where you are going to do this. You say, so this is 29, there we've got 29. So 2 alpha beta, what is alpha beta? Negative 10. Minus 1, then there we've got 29. Have you seen? We've got 29. So this times that is negative what? Negative 20. Minus, here we are going to have what? What are we going to have there? So what are we going to have? We are going to have 20 what? 29, negative 29. So when you add these two, you are going to have negative 40 what? 49. So negative 49 here, which is here, this is called the product of the roots. Some of the roots we've got a 0 there. Have you seen? We've got a what? We've got a 0 that is there. So how are we supposed to work out this? So where you say alpha, I mean here the formula x squared minus alpha plus beta. Have you seen? Alpha plus beta x plus alpha beta is equal to 0. This is the equation. So alpha, I mean x squared minus this one is 0. So time multiplied by x, this one, this part will not appear. Then we've got this other one. So this whole part is 0. Then minus what? 49, like that. Have you seen? Minus what? 49. So which is equal to what? Which is equal to 0. So this is just the same as what? The final answer now, it is just the same as, the final answer will be x squared minus what? 49, which is equal to what? Which is equal to 0. So this is how you get to answer that question. This is how you are going to answer that question. So this is the equation now. So now we want to prove this now. Let us find the product here. So the product, you know, you say C over A, which is equal to what? So C, it is negative 49 over A, which is 1. You still get the answer 49 here, which is here, the one we found as the what? The product. we go to the sum. So the sum is 0. The sum negative b is 0. Have you seen? So b there, since it is not given, so it is a what? It is a 0. So this is the answer. X squared minus 49 is equal to 0. Is the equation whose roots are what? Whose roots are these? So whose roots are those there? Whose roots are these? Have you seen? So that's how you are supposed to work out these questions. So if you are new to this YouTube channel, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to hit the like button. So even for those that have been following me, let's make sure we are liking each and every video that I get to post. Thank you so much.